Hey folks, it's Matt once again, and welcome back to part 6 of the Q&A. First up, we have wildmanbeyond, who has 9 questions. 1. Do you have any celeb crushes? Be honest. No. Never really got celebrity crushes. Just never did. What is your favorite Billy Idol song? I guess Rebel Yell. With a rebel yell. Probably that. Your favorite gun from a movie? I would say the Colonial Marines rifle in Aliens would probably be my favorite gun. I always wish I could have a replica of that, but it's so fucking expensive. Have you seen the documentary Ghost Heads? I mentioned that because I'm now a member of the Windy City Ghostbusters. If you've seen the trailer, you'll know what I mean. First time I've heard of it, so I have not seen the documentary Ghost Heads. It's pretty cool. What songs get you through the day? There's not really songs I do to get me through the day. It's just whatever pops in my head. I'm like, let me listen to that. It'll be Hearts on Fire and stuff from a Rocky IV soundtrack, or Take It Higher and such from Over the Top. Whether it be some AC/DC songs, whether it be... I'm trying to think. I've been listening to a lot of Ordinary World by Duran Duran, and the version, also the remix that was in Evil Within 2. What are your thoughts on Footloose 1984? I haven't seen the film in a long time, so I would like to rewatch that again to get better thoughts on that. What movie would you like to see made into a video game? A good Rambo game. Done like those Lara Croft games I saw my friend Michael Keane Phantasm play. Just be beyond Rambo, you can actually go places, not a fucking rail shooter. Are you a fan of A Christmas Story? I could never get into that film. I know a lot of people love it. I don't get it. I thought their narrator was kind of and maybe I didn't see that when I was a kid. I saw that much later in life, and I just didn't get it. Okay, he wants a BB gun, and this kid stuck his tongue out. I like the reference to it and A Very Harold and Kumar Christmas, but I don't know, I never really got I never got it. But I mean, I guess, with Christmas movies, I much preferred like Home Alone, Die Hard, Jingle All the Way. I remember watching those old like Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Wasn't there an anthology that included like the California Raisins or something? And for some reason, I remember some anthology animated or stop motion thing. I think it was stop motion. I can't remember what the hell it was called. I like these weird like Christmas cartoons. I swear there was like a cartoon. It wasn't Pound Puppies. There was another one. No, it was like some Christmas toy thing. Like these toys came to life, and it was Christmas, and it wasn't animated, but it was done like puppetry. I can't fucking remember vaguely stuff. But I remember that stuff more than A Christmas Story, but that's just me. Answer me this question. Someone asked a big action star, and this is in a movie. Now, what's it going to be? It's going to be simple. Yeah! Wasn't that Lionheart? What's it going to be? It's going to be, it beats the shit out of the guy and throws him into the water. I think that was Lionheart. But Wildman Beyond, very nice guy, known him from a long time. Hope you're doing better, man. I think he did get hurt recently, but I hope he's doing better. Next up is Tron Fan 80. Hello, Matt. Been a pretty big fan since 2012. Something very comfortable and relaxing about you and your videos. Here are my questions. Thank you for that. What are your thoughts on the new 4K home video format? I find it senseless and think Blu-ray is the way to go. Are you interested in purchasing one? Only unless I'm forced to. Because sometimes they're like, well, if you want a TV, you gotta get 4K because we have nothing else. If it's just to a point where the TV breaks and I have to get it, then okay. But if it's choice, no, I don't need 4K. The Blu-ray is fine. As a collector, do you feel like it is a way of hoarding? I didn't see it that way. Yeah, I could see it that way. I think it's more of the, you may not watch it right now, but since online streams, they'll make a movie disappear at the drop of a hat. It's, you have the control of, no, I can watch it whenever the fuck I want. Why? Because I fucking have it. So I think for collectors, that's how they feel. At least to me. I would think. Since the existence of Blu-ray, why do you still buy older formats, and what do you think will happen with DVD? I don't do a lot of that too much nowadays. If I do, it's because the DVD is cheaper and it's a film that I like, or I think it's okay, or I don't mind, but I don't need to pay high price for a Blu-ray. So if I find it for like $3-5 on DVD, I'm fine with picking it up. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine with the DVD. And I think the DVD will eventually go away, but when, I don't know. Would you ever get into music reviews? Do you collect CDs, vinyls, any specific favorite bands, songs, albums? I want to know how to do a music review. I like this song. I don't like that song. I don't know how else to review it. I don't collect CDs. Favorite band, songs, albums? I mean, I love the Maximum Overdrive album. Who Made Who? I should call it Who Made Who album. The Rocky IV soundtrack, the Over the Top soundtrack. AC/DC, Metallica, a few others. Those are my favorite bands. Do you recommend any of your older or classic videos to anyone starting at the end of your channel? Nah, not really. No one really asked that question, and to me, I'm like, I don't watch my older stuff. I don't watch my videos, period, to be honest. I don't like watching myself. So, to me, I'm like, watch whatever you want, man. It's there for if you like. Thank you for giving me this opportunity for answering my questions. Good luck with life, man. Thank you. They were not, you said they were stupid and pointless. I didn't think they were. And thank you for the nice comments. And thank you for the questions. Next is Cimozzen. Very nice guy. Have you seen the 1988 movie Tracks? It's a satire parody a la I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. Haven't seen that one. It's the first time I've heard of it. Do you enjoy the treasure hunt style comedies of It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World and Rat Race? I haven't seen It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. I've heard of it. Rat Race, maybe it's a film I need to give another watch. I think I saw that film like a decade ago. Do you like the old Garfield cartoon? Yeah, I remember liking that. I remember watching that. I think it was CBS Saturday morning. I remember watching that as a kid, and I do remember enjoying it. I definitely remember the special. I think it was for Halloween. Least favorite job you've worked. Any stories from said job? My very first job was the worst job, and it was telemarketing. The reason, just moved, found the job, thought, man, this would be a nice job because it's AC and the weather was hot, so man, it's very cool in here, nice. Oh, there's a water machine right over there. There's a very comfy chair. You sit at a computer. All you have to do is read. They pretty much tell you, lead you by the hand what to do. Here's a number. Read what's on screen. When it's over, press it. This or this. But it was the worst job because no one likes telemarketing for a good reason. So you have countless people, what the fuck you doing calling me for? You know what time it is? Leave me alone or go to hell. It's what you don't do. So I don't know how the fuck any telemarketer gets someone to talk to them. Because if you don't, you get yelled at by the boss. Now, I wasn't there long enough to get yelled at, but you tell us like these disapproving looks. Because you get paid, but if the more people you have do your polls or answer your questions, the more you get paid. But if you got no one, of course, they're like, well, why do we have you here? You're fired. And so I'm thinking, this isn't going to work out because I don't want to. I didn't know what the hell telecommunicating really entailed. It's like, oh, I'm reading stuff. Okay, some free money. But then when you really get into it, it's like, okay, yeah, this is bullshit. And I found another job after that. I just quit that job. I didn't even give him 2 weeks notice. I said, I'm gone. So, with gaming, have you ever been a fan of any Nintendo games? Yeah, quite. I mean, that's the first system I played. No, technically it was Atari, but I played a lot of the Nintendo. Super Mario World, not, well, that's Super Nintendo. Super Mario Brothers games, especially Super Mario Brothers 3. I actually didn't mind the first Ninja Turtles game. It wasn't later in life that I played Contra, but I loved Contra. There's quite a few good Nintendo games. Are there any movie soundtracks or songs that have never been released that you wished were? I've been going crazy trying to find songs from the Kevin Bacon film White Water Summer. Thanks, Matt. Best wishes. The score to I Come in Peace. I mean, there's remixes and stuff, but the actual score to I Come in Peace, with no sound effects, that would be great to be released. The actual score to the scene in Elm Street 4 with Alice getting ready in the mirror. There are tweets people did, but you tell that the volume levels dip because they're trying to edit the sound effects. Or it's there, but the sound effects are in. If there's an actual piece of score, or there's some good remixes, but the actual music, boom, with no sound effects, that sounds perfectly fine. That would be great. Those are ones that come up top of my head. But yeah, thank you for the questions. Idiot username says, looking forward to more Let's Plays. Hopefully I can do more. Thank you for that. I'm going to butcher this name. Sosringdao Lone Thaosen? Probably fucked that name up so badly. Sorry about that. Matt, an Indian viewer here. Cool. Love your videos. Thank you. Always fun to watch and listen to your thoughts. I have a few questions for you. Have you watched Indian movies, Bollywood, or any other Indian film industry movie? Just curious to know, if so, which ones do you like and will you review them? I haven't seen any. I've heard that they're like 3-4 hours long and there's a bunch of singing and dancing, which I'm not really into singing and dancing movies anyway. Like, there's not that many musicals in America that I watch and enjoy, unless it's like Little Shop of Horrors and that kind of thing. Or maybe Rocky Horror Picture Show. Just a recommendation for you, I'd like you to watch our games of Wasipur 1 and 2. I'm going to butcher these names too. Indiran, Sholay, No Smoking, A Wednesday, Bajrangi Bajian. Some of these do have songs and dance numbers. Okay, some of these do, so. I wouldn't even know where you would watch them. Have you seen Rosatron's YouTube videos? I don't know who that is. He merely does action genre related analysis. As you're an action movie fan, I'd like to know your opinion on his analysis. If you've seen any of his videos, check them out if you're interested. Now, I've never heard of the guy, but I'll do that. What do you think about Tropic Thunder? Did you find it funny or enjoyed it? I liked it. I think I reviewed it. But if I didn't, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun. That was really entertaining. Um, Robert Downey Jr. was, I don't know if he could do that role nowadays. But it was a pretty insane role. I thought it was pretty smart with the movie industry and what it was saying about it, but the fake trailers at the beginning for each of these guys' movies were a lot of fun. I thought Ben Stiller did a pretty good job directing it. I thought they had got a really good cast. You had Danny McBride, you had Nick Nolte, Jack Black. Yeah, I think it's a very fun movie. Have you seen Shudder? I vaguely remember it. Men Behind the Sun, never heard of it. Riccio, love that movie. I think that's a very entertaining movie. Very, very entertaining one. Because Riccio, it's like crazy gore and just fucking punching holes through, punching eyeballs out. If you seen, just if you haven't seen Riccio, it's worth a fucking watch. It's an insane film. At least the live action version. I don't know if there's an anime version. Have you played Unreal Tournament, Goat Simulator? I haven't played those. Painkiller, Doom 2016. I haven't played those. I only have a PS3. I can't really play PC games on this computer. They don't run well on it. And I don't have whatever systems those are on, so I haven't played them. Will you do another Broforce gameplay video with the rest of its characters? Which other characters would you like to see in the game? I might one day. I just have to find a better way to capture the video, because the one I had went kaput, so I have to figure out how to do that. What other characters would you like to see in the game? They have Van Damme in there, but it's like Time Cop. Do they have on Universal Soldier? I wish they would have Van Damme from Hard Target, Chance, and Stallone. Like, why can't Stallone have another one? And let it, like, if Arnold gets Conan and Terminator, why can't Stallone have Cobra in there? You have Rambo, why not Cobra? So that's two I would like to see in there. Which actors in Hollywood today do you think have the potential charisma to be modern action hero stars in the lines of 70s, 80s, or 90s actors? other than Tom Cruise, Vin Diesel, The Rock, Keanu Reeves, Gerard Butler, Liam Neeson, Statham, and other direct-to-video martial arts or Asian actors which are considered today's movies action heroes? I don't think any. I mean, if I can't pit like Scott Adkins or Michael Jai White, I don't think there's any. You kind of took them all with all the names you listed. They said other direct-to-video martial arts Asian. I really don't think there's any then. Like, what do you even have for action films? Shitty movies like Blackwater and the Kickboxer movies. I don't even know what else you have. I can't think of anything. Sorry, man. But happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Take care. Thank you. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving too. Thank you for the questions. Thank you. From India. That's very cool. Why do you think that's cool, Matt? I think it's cool because, it's... Well, actually, he says Indian. That doesn't mean he lives in India. So, why would I just... It's cool that there's, outside of the country or some redneck guy in Iowa is somehow entertaining people over the world in a small corner in the pond about as big as a bathtub that I'm here amongst the ocean of YouTube. But next we have Horror Fan 34 who has 3 questions. What are some of your favorite Death Wish knockoffs? Guess you mean like Vigilante movies? The Punisher with Dolph Lundgren would be up there. I'm trying to think. Like Death Wish 3, but you're saying knockoffs. In a way, law-abiding citizen. In a way. Same with, in a way, John Wick films. In a way. I know it's stretching it. I'm trying to think of other Vigilante films, because I did not like the Brave one. Death Sentence I like, with Kevin Bacon. Exterminator 2 I enjoy. That's a knockoff. I don't like the first Exterminator, but I like the sequel. I think the sequel's fun. What is it? Mario Van Peebles is the villain. I Have the Tiger, if that fits with Deary Busey. I liked that one. And they actually do have the Eye of the Tiger song in there, which was pretty cool. In a way, Magnum Force, in a way, I mean, yeah, those dirty cops doing their vigilante business and Dirty Harry has to stop them. In a way, the principal with Louis Gossett Jr. and Belushi. I mean, well, I guess that's not really a vigilante film, but it's Jim Belushi and Louis Gossett Jr. Yeah, I guess you can't really call that a Death Wish knockoff. They're not killing the kids or anything. Yeah, The Punisher with Dolph Lundgren. Couple stuff. Are there any films that are similar to Judgment Night? Where they're like chasing a group of people through a city? None that I can think of, honestly. I can't really think of any films like Judgment Night. What are your top 5 most anticipated films of 2019? Other than John Wick 3, maybe that Quentin Tarantino film? I can't really think of much. Maybe that Ad Astra, the one with Brad Pitt and Tommy Lee Jones. Kind of curious to see what that movie's really about and such. Hobbs and Shaw with The Rock and Jason Statham. I will admit I'm curious about it. Guess I'll put that on the list. After that, oh, not much that I'm seeing here. Can't really think of much. Maybe Cold Pursuit with Liam Neeson, but I have a feeling the trailer gave away the entire movie. I mean, what am I going to say? Sonic the Hedgehog, Terminator 6, Jumanji 3, Star Wars 9. So I guess that stuff is the best I could do. Sorry about that. But thank you for the questions. Next up, we got Max Payne. Which has 10 questions for us. Very cool. Thank you, Max Payne. Love your game. Played it a lot on PS2. 1 out of my 10 favorite 90s cartoons, which one do you like the best and is your favorite? Daria, X-Men, Batman, Exo Squad, Gargoyles, Mighty Max, Dr. Cat's Professional Therapist, Cyber 6, Godzilla the Series, or Roswell Conspiracies? I would say X-Men. That's one I would like to get on DVD sometime, but I remember really liking the X-Men cartoon from the 90s. Have you seen Top Secret Naked Gun? If so, are you going to review them? Maybe one day, but I remember enjoying them. Top Secret is fun. I love Chocolate Mousse. I love that character. The Tatty, Viva la France! And Naked Gun is a fun movie too. I miss Leslie Nielsen. Very talented guy. You know, one day I would like to do that. That'd be a fun little marathon, like parody movies. Like Top Secret, Loaded Weapon 1, the Naked Gun films. Do you like the Criterion Collection? If so, what are your thoughts? Overrated, overhyped in a way. Because really the picture quality is most of the time is just as fine as other stuff, and they're really fucking expensive, and their features sometimes are just not as good as other companies do. So yeah. I think the Criterion stuff is overblown. Have you seen the Jack Ryan films? If so, you're going to review them. Maybe one day. But yeah, I've seen them. My favorite is Clear and Present Danger. Then I would say Patriot Games. Did not care for The Sum of All Fears. Hunt for Red October I remember being okay. Your favorite video game console? PS2 and Super Nintendo. Have you seen the film Thief by Michael Mann starring James Caan? Yeah, I remember liking Thief. Remember that being a pretty good one. Do you like Sega as a video game console manufacturer? I didn't really play much Sega growing up. I didn't play much of the Genesis. I never owned the Dreamcast. Was that Sega? See, that's how much I know. So I haven't really played much Sega stuff. Have you watched The Muppets, Sesame Street, The Muppet Show, Fraggle Rock? I know of them. I remember seeing bits and pieces of Sesame Street when I was a kid on PBS. Um, I don't watch them nowadays, but I'm enjoying them a little bit. Sesame Street, but I don't watch them now. I didn't really watch. I mean, I know of Fraggle Rock. I've seen clips, but I never watched an episode. Same with the Muppet Show. Are you looking forward to see John Wick 3? Absolutely. Have you seen The Untouchables? Yeah, it's a good flick. Robert De Niro did a great job as the villain. Sean Connery, Kevin Costner played off each other well. Brian De Palma did a really nice job directing it, like the stairwell sequence with the way it's edited and throwing the gun and shooting. Some really good directing there. And I hate to do this. First off, Max Payne, thank you for the questions. The Untouchables, I think, is a really solid movie. I'll be right back to do something real quick. So excited. Bounce my damn thing. Sorry about that. So, we go on with the Q&A. Next up, Planet Mars 2030 says, Rambo for Life, enjoy Thanksgiving. Can't wait to see your Q&A this Saturday. Oh, thank you. Hope you enjoy. Says I have so many parts, I'm probably going to be uploading these starting Sunday. Maybe do 1 or 2 a day. Next up is THX04, who's asking, can you review Cynthia Rothrock's movie someday? You've only reviewed Martial Law 1 and 2. I haven't watched a movie starring Cynthia Rothrock, and I'm curious what your thoughts on the films are. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. I don't really have much of her movies, but maybe one day. What is your favorite weapon in film? Favorite weapon in a film? C4 tipped explosive arrow is pretty cool in Rambo 2. The Colonial Marines rifle in Aliens is pretty cool. Should Robert Resnikoff direct another film? What kind of movie should he be directing? I'm not sure. That's who I think it is. I want to double check. Yeah, the guy who did The First Power. Yeah, I would love to see him direct a film. Doesn't have to be a copy of The First Power, but done in that vein. That'd be really cool, but sadly that's never going to happen. Who's your favorite martial artist who's not in movies? I don't really have one because the only martial artists I do know are in movies. What TV show should make a comeback? I would be curious to see an Elf, a new Elf show. I don't know if it'll work, but I would be very curious to see that. I really would. Like Elf. Yeah, maybe it lasts only like 3 episodes, but I'd be curious. Are you scared that Disney will own everything in the future? I'm not scared because most of Hollywood made shitty movies anyway, so it wouldn't be much of a difference. I think, though, in all seriousness, that even as powerful as Disney is, someone's going to come in. I would actually like Disney to try, because the government will come and be like, nope, that's a monopoly. Get the fuck out. And make Disney humble. And someone needs to make it humble. How many movies do you rewatch in your birthday month? I don't know, it depends. Depends how much time I have. If I have a good enough of time, hopefully like a movie a day, at least. Should Rick Moranis make a comeback? That'd be cool. I like Rick Moranis. It'd be nice to see him back again. How do you watch a movie at home? In the dark? Yeah, I'm fine watching it in the dark. Will the 2020s be a better period for original films? You know what? I think someone else asked this question too. It could always be worse. And I really don't expect it to get better. I really don't. I really don't. But thanks for the questions. There's this Chris Cool 24. A few questions here, old friend. Very nice guy. What is your favorite love story on film? I don't mean favorite romantic movie, more like favorite story between two lovers. It doesn't have to be a romance film, it could be action, horror, or anything. For example, the love story between Kyle Reese and Sarah Connor is a pretty big one. Love to hear your answer on this one. Two things popped in my head. It's not a film, but I'm a big X-Files fan, and to see, the good seasons, the first 9 seasons, and then the first movie, it was a good love story because it was a friendship story for 99% of it, which made it more unique and interesting to me, and more satisfying in a weird way, between Mulder and Scully. So I would say that. Also really enjoy the romance and Starman. John Carpenter's Starman. That's a really good one. If you could travel into the past, what decade would you live in? The 50s, 80s, maybe farther back, 1400s? Honestly, the 80s. Because stuff before that I'm just not that interested in. And again, I mean, I'd only go back to just see movies I want in the theater. Otherwise, I just prefer the here and now. Maybe that's why history was one of my least favorite classes in school. Because I don't give a fuck. I'm in the here and now. I want to know. And yeah, I know you gotta know history so you don't repeat it. But just tell me that. Opinion on James Dean, Marilyn Monroe. I haven't seen much of their stuff to give a fair opinion on it. What are a few or one of your favorite conspiracy theories that intrigues you the most? Like Kubrick, fake moon landing, aliens, and others. Looking forward to Q&A. You always do such an amazing job answering all the questions. Thank you. That's really kind of you. I'm actually one of those guys that hates conspiracy theories because so many times I'm like, these guys are full of shit. Like, I hate that fucking Shining documentary. I fucking despise it. I'm like, it's like, or like these conspiracy theories now, like, the earth is flat. We've been to the moon. But it's fake, but it's, the earth is flat. Oh my god. It just makes me go, people really buy this shit, man. What the fuck? So I hate any conspiracies I hate. I'm like, don't feed me a bunch of bullshit when I can smell is bullshit. So I'm just not a fan of conspiracy theories at all. So I don't have any favorites. Sorry about that. But thank you for the questions. Next up is Business of Fear. Good job on the video, man. I plan on grabbing the Critters box set as well. Been seeing a Blu-ray stills of the Scream Factory releases. The blue tint that was on the DVD is gone. Well, that sucks, but the P2 is super clear. I know Raphael is your favorite turtle, but in comics as whole, if he isn't, who would happen to be your favorite comic book character? I mean, I would say he's my favorite in the comics, but if I can't pick that, in the comics it was Spider-Man for a while. I would say though, nowadays I would pick the Punisher, just for the straightforwardness of it. So I'll probably pick the Punisher nowadays. In a general bout to the death, who would come out alive? Rambo, John Matrix, James Braddock. Note, each guy has every weapon available to them from the respective films. The idea of Rambo, man. Because that means Rambo has the 50 caliber, and he can just shoot the shit out of everybody. As well as a C4 tipped explosive arrow. As well as a gunship. He did fly a gunship in Rambo 2. Yeah, that's a weapon, so he just fucking blow him up with the helicopter, and then the bazooka he had in Rambo 2, and gotta give it to Rambo, man. 3. Who has the best fast food fries? McDonald's, in my opinion, is the best French fries ever. Especially when they're right hot out of the, well, it's not the oven, but uh, out of the fryer. Love it. Heaven on earth. Pineapple on pizza, yay or nay? Nah, was never into that. I'm more of a like either pepperoni or maybe bacon. That's pretty much all I want on a pizza. I know horror and action are your two favorite genres, but is there a subgenre within each of those that stand head and shoulders above the rest? Examples would be like slashers, buddy cop, creature features, killer animals, one-man army, martial arts, etc. Action, it'd be a toss-up between the one-man army and martial arts as my favorite subgenre. And then horror, creature features, if I had to pick one, probably be my favorites. Because they're like Predator, Predator 2, Aliens, Leviathan, Tremors, Graveyard Shift. Those are some of my favorites, and those are creature features. So I'd probably say that for horror. Well, thank you for the questions. Very nice guy, Business of Fear. Next up, we have a guy who's pretty damn good martial artist, and it's Marshall Cage. Question for you, Q&A. Have you ever done any martial arts? If not, which martial arts would you like to learn? I haven't done any martial arts because I'm lazy as fuck. That's my fault. As for what I would want to learn, I would want to learn... If somehow I could do a helicopter kick, which would be impossible. Well, nothing's impossible, but the Van Damme style. If not, tempo stuff Jeff Speakman does, how fast he does, and so maybe tempo would be the one to I like to learn. But thank you for the question. Next up is Movies and Wrestling, who has 10 questions. Hey there, Matt. I've been watching you for many years. Here are my questions. Thank you for answering them. Hope you have a nice Thanksgiving with some very delicious food. Now, I was working, but they gave us this complimentary meal. Thank you for working Thanksgiving. I'm like, you didn't give me a choice, but... And then, even then, the meal was just like some lame fucking chicken sandwich, which was chicken tenders, and it tasted alright. And then it's like, can I get a drink with this? It's like, really? Had to argue to get a fucking drink with the meal. Fuck, cheap ass motherfucker. But one, okay, you're not a fan of Leprechaun. You hate the Leprechaun series. But let's say if you were given creative control over the franchise, how would you make it work? How would you make Leprechaun scary and entertaining? I wouldn't, because leprechauns are not scary no matter what. It's because it's a leprechaun. Just the idea and the name leprechaun is not scary to me or entertaining. You can't make it work, in my opinion. So I would film a blank fucking screen, because it'd be better than whatever the hell a leprechaun would be. I'm sorry. There's nothing I could do for Leprechaun, man. The scene where Debbie gets turned into a cockroach and then crushed by Freddy in Elm Street 4 is pretty icky. Does it gross you out at all? Yeah, I mean, when she gets her face in and the face gets peeled off, it's pretty gross, but it was just very well done effects too. I think it was Streaming Mad George that worked on that. I thought that was pretty cool. 3. What are your problems with Punisher Warzone? What's wrong with it? I just don't care for the lead actor. I've seen him in other movies. He was in Final Score. To me, the guy can work as a villain, but I just don't buy him as a lead for a hero. His vibe, his art, I don't know, just doesn't do anything for me. And when he talks, I don't care for the voice he has. I just prefer Thomas Jane. I prefer Dolph Lundgren. I thought that some of the stuff was over the top goofy. Like Jigsaw talking in front of an American flag, and Jigsaw should have been an intimidating, menacing character, but he just came off as goofy and silly and stupid. And I didn't care for his buddy, the cannibal. I didn't care for the whole subplot of the Punisher killing an innocent cop, which I get the story they're going for, but I'm like, just give me a Punisher movie where he kills a bunch of motherfuckers. That's really all I wanted. And some of the deaths were silly, or it's so over the top that it's a comedy. I understand, I want to see the Punisher kill people, but just punching the guy and the fucking head explodes. He just punches the guy as if the guy was made of fucking silly putty. Or he shoots the guy with a bazooka and it blows up and you just see smoke. And I'm like, Punisher Warzone to me was almost, it's like a parody Punisher movie. I really felt that way. I know there's stupid stuff in the Thomas Jane one. You didn't need the fucking fire hydrant bullshit. But the stuff that worked, I thought really worked, in my opinion. And the Punisher with Dolph Lundgren I fucking love. It's my favorite Punisher movie. But just Punisher Warzone just rubbed me the wrong way. Which one of these Chuck Norris action movies do you like the best and why? Invasion USA, Lone Wolf McQuade, and the Delta Force. I'll probably say Invasion USA because it's ballsy. You got Richard Lynch and people blowing up houses and killing kids on Christmas time. And Chuck Norris fucking up people. It's time to die. You tell Rostov, it's time to die. With killing people with the little mini machine guns and the rocket launcher. Didn't work, huh? Now it will. Blows them up. The fucking bad guys you fucking want to hate, they try to blow up a school bus with kids on it, and Chuck Norris grabs it and fucking kills the bad guy. Just Invasion USA is just a crazy, over-the-top movie. And Chuck Norris is a badass in that. But I like Lone Wolf McQuade and Delta Force as well. One of the scenes at the beginning of The Punisher 89 is of the Punisher standing in the doorway, and then like 3 seconds later the house explodes. How the hell did the Punisher get out so fast? How the hell did he escape that explosion so freaking fast? How the hell did the Punisher survive that? Because he's the Punisher by the Dolph. And when the Punisher is played by the Dolph, it can happen. What are your thoughts on Creepshow 2? What do you like about it? What do you hate about it? The first story I don't mind. This hair's gonna get me paid and laid. The Chief Wooden Head. I don't mind that one. A lot of people hate it. The Raft is pretty cool. Some good effects. The third story, Thanks for the Ride, Lady. I never cared for that. I know a lot of people like that. I never cared for that story. I just never did anything for me. The wraparound is pretty weak. Like this guy with this crazy, I think it's Thaosen with the crazy makeup. I was like, the wraparound I thought was pretty weak. And I didn't care for the third story, but I liked the first two, so I don't mind the movie. I like Creepshow 2. Besides Stone Cold Steve Austin, who are some other wrestlers you really, really like? Macho Man Randy Savage, Jake the Snake Roberts, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I like Mick Foley. I like some of Ultimate Warrior, I will admit. So that's a couple I liked. I do like The Rock as well as a wrestler. Which version of Degeneration X do you think is the better version and why? The original one with Shawn Michaels or the one without HBK? I was never a DX fan. I'll be honest. I was never into DX. Because I fucking hated Triple H. I hated Triple H. Before John Cena, I would say Triple H was the wrestler I hated the most. I thought his promos were lame and boring. I thought he had no charisma. I thought his wrestling matches all felt and looked the same. Nowadays, he always uses that fucking sledgehammer. Shove it up his ass. Or maybe it's attached to his ass. That's why he has it all the time. I really do think he's only there to this day because he married the boss's daughter. I really do believe in that. With his golden shovel. So I'm not really a fan of DX. What are your top 3 favorite gangster mob movies and why? Scarface, because I love Al Pacino's performance. I love how over the top it is. I think it's epic. Goodfellas. I mean, Goodfellas is a damn good movie. It's well acted, well directed. And mob movies, gangster mob movies are not really a genre I watch a lot of, but I remember liking, well, Casino's another one. I thought that was has a pretty good cast, and once again, the story was well told. I liked Casino. That dealt with the mob. If somebody offered you $1,000,000 to get into a large tank with a large shark or a large alligator, would you do it? Well, how long would I have to be in there? Because technically, I could go in, come out 5 seconds later, and still win. But if it's like a couple minutes, plus how long, it says large tank, but how large is a large tank? And I would want help getting out, and I want that $1,000,000 tax free. And you give me all that, then sure, I'll do it. Because if I need to get out, I get out anyway. I don't get it. And if I do make it, I get $1,000,000. So there you go. Either I jump in, nope, I leave, or I jump in, oh, I made it, and I leave with $1,000,000. So yeah, I'd do it. But thank you for the questions, movies and wrestling. And with that, it's 56 minutes in, so we will end it there. And we will see you for the next video. Later.